one of the great nicknames in Negro Leagues baseball history, and there were some great nicknames, belong to one of the three women who called the Negro Leagues home. My dear friend, the late, great Mamie Peanut Johnson.
My love, we used to move you.
And she was a pitcher in the Negro Leagues with a strong right arm. She earned that nickname when the Monarchs' leadoff hitter looked out and said, "How you expect to get anybody out? You ain't no bigger than a peanut." She was only 5'3", and she promptly struck him out.
You're out.
And she was Peanut from that day on. Born in 1935 in Ridgeway, South Carolina, Mamie Peanut Johnson had always loved the game of baseball. Bish Tyson, who had seen Mamie own the sandlots there in South Carolina, who thought that she had a little extra something, and he encouraged her to give it a chance to try to play pro baseball. And so she took him up on this and ultimately landed a tryout with the Indianapolis Clowns, the same Indianapolis Clowns team that the legendary Henry Aaron began his career. And of course, by that time, the Clowns had already hired Toni Stone, the first female to play regularly in a male professional baseball league there with the Indianapolis Clowns. And Mamie makes the team, and history would be made, becoming the first female pitcher in professional baseball.
So bases loaded, go-ahead run on first with 2 away, and Peanut Johnson trying to escape this jam. So the tying run at second. Swing and a pop-up near the fence. That one is foul, and he'll see another. Got him. Peanut Johnson gets the K and escapes with the lead intact. Leading off, James Turner.
Peanut Johnson was obsessed with baseball from a young age. She said, "I must have been born with a baseball in my hand." She used to play using a rock wrapped in sticky tape as a ball, anything to play baseball.
Ground ball to the right side. Dukes takes it to the bag. One gone, bottom half of the first. Chris, when Bish Tyson offered Peanut a tryout with the Clowns, he'd been scouting her for 3 weeks. The clincher, she threw a complete game shutout against adult men, and she was just 16 years old. Got him. 2 out.
It wasn't easy for Peanut playing for the Clowns. The uniforms were shin-length flannel, and when she sweated, it would get heavy and cling to her skin. She said, "I felt like a big wet dog in a heavy blue coat."
Now a high fly ball out to left center. That is the inning. We head to the bottom of the second. Digging in, Sandy Murray. That's in there. Strike one. Late on that fastball. And 1-2. Got him swinging. And there's a foul ball. The 0-2 from Johnson. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. Second inning here, no score. Got him swinging for the strike.
Me being the only woman pitcher out there, hey, that made me know that you are better in this than a whole lot of other people.
Yeah.
Mamie Johnson was a deceptively hard-throwing pitcher. I think that's what surprised a lot of the fellas, because you see this woman and you don't think that she can get it up there, and she got it up there in a hurry. But she also had a great repertoire of pitches, including, along with that fastball, a slider, circle change, and she'd even break off a screwball every now and then. And of course, she learned her curveball from the legendary Leroy Satchel Paige. She posted an incredible 33-8 record over her tenure with the Indianapolis Clowns. I know it's eye-raising, but it's true. And she would often talk about also earning the respect of the fellas. They didn't treat her like a woman playing on the team with them. They treated her like a ball player. And that was, for her, a tremendous badge of honor that went along with a tremendous record that she was able to post while playing in the Negro Leagues.
Just about to get underway. Number 45 digs in now. And there's a strike. We are underway.
Ball. We've talked before about what it meant for Jackie Robinson to integrate the majors. Well, 15-year-old Mamie Johnson was watching on TV when he got his first hit. She said her spine was tingling like a bat hit hard with a blazing fastball.
Swings and misses, struck him out. When Peanut joined the Clowns for her first training camp, she proved herself by winning her first game. She said, "I knew and my teammates knew that I belong." 0-1.
Ball, that pitch is out.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. So digging in, Clyde Armstrong. Swings through that one for strike 1. Two down, nobody on. The 0-2. Got him. Curve after. Now it's the second baseman, Peanut Johnson. Base hit, 1 run is in. Throw in holds that trail runner at third base. They're at the corners with 2 away. Peanut Johnson now at the plate. on the ground. And that one finds its way through. And they have their first base runner since the first.
People wanted to see Mamie Peanut Johnson take the mound. The word had started to spread about this tiny woman who was throwing this blazing fastball and getting these guys out. And so people wanted to naturally see this kind of phenomenon. She drew a huge fan base. Now, was the Clowns motivated by that? Of course they were. It certainly had a marketing slant to it. But what in business doesn't have a marketing slant? But it doesn't diminish the women's ability. Not only was Mamie Johnson a standout pitcher, she was an outstanding utility player. She would oftentimes fill in at second base. She could field her position. Obviously, she had a great arm at that position because she was already pitching. And of course, she could hit. The records kind of reflect somewhere between 260 and 285 over her playing career, which made her more than just a novelty. It made her a ball player.
Bases loaded with 2 outs. First real trouble Peanut Johnson's faced in this one. Comebacker to the mound. Peanut fields. Out number 3, and the Clowns. Tight spot here for Peanut Johnson and the Clowns, with the go-ahead run aboard and nobody out. Just missed.
It wasn't enough for Peanut Johnson to break barriers as the only woman ever to pitch at a major league level. During her years playing for the Clowns, she also studied medicine and engineering at New York University.
Got him swinging for the K. Huge strikeout there. You know, after her playing career, Mamie put that education in medicine to use as a registered nurse, and she did that for the rest of her life. 2 on, 1 out. On the inside corner for a strike.
You know, when Monet Davis pitched in the Little League World Series in 2014, Peanut was in the stands. They'd actually met a couple of years earlier. Davis calls Peanut one of her biggest inspirations.
Pitch misses, and that is ball 1. Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run. Struck him out, inning over, and Peanut Johnson keeps Indy ahead 6-5. Bottom 9. Stepping in, Leo Sanders.
Nope, that's inside.
1-run game, bottom 9.
Aye. Yeah.
Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout.
Aye.
Looking to get the tying run on base. And a swing and a miss. And now Peanut needs just 1 more out to lock down this win for the Clowns. Swing and a foul out of play. 1 strike away. Morrow. Ball game. Peanut Johnson slams the door for Indianapolis.
if you're familiar with the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, that was the league that was the inspiration for the hit film A League of Their Own. Mamie was denied an opportunity to try out because of the color of her skin and the belief that black did not represent beauty. But as fate would have it, she would get an even better opportunity to compete with and against the men in the Negro Leagues with the Indianapolis Clowns. But if you ever saw that film, you might recall one scene near the end of the film where the ball kind of gets loose when they're practicing and this black lady is walking by and she picks it up and she fires it back in and everybody's astounded at how hard she threw the ball. Well, the late, great Penny Marshall directed that film. That was her tribute to Mamie Peanut Johnson.
Baseball gave me a sense of responsibility. I learned to be somebody.
Mamie Peanut Johnson epitomizes the kind of athlete that called the Negro Leagues home. You see, there's been this misnomer that these athletes were vagabonds, tramps, hobos, illiterate. That's not true. Mamie Peanut Johnson studied at NYU, and Mamie Peanut Johnson would have a 3-decade-long career in nursing, helping others, taking care of others. That is what made Mamie Johnson not just a standout baseball player, but a standout human being. That is why her story is such a powerful, prominent story that we are proud to share at the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum.
Just about to get started. Here's the second baseman. Peanut Johnson kicks and delivers to start this ball game.
Aye.
That one catches the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Aye.
Out to short. On the run, throw to first. 2 gone now, and Peanut is in full control so far in the hill.
Aye.
2 down, nobody on.
Aye.
The 0-2 from Johnson. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Got him swinging. He chased